Hello, and welcome to Gotcha News. I am your host, Francis, and our very first news comes from Bum Bum Bum. Manju Studio is making a game called Azur Promilia. I hope I'm getting that name correct. But basically, what this game is, you ever heard of Power World? You ever heard of Zelda? You ever heard of Genshin? Combine all those elements together, and you have Azur Promilia. And basically, this game is like a combination of all those games, basically. But I'd say more on the Power World side of things, because from the looks of this like gameplay trailer that I just showed earlier, like very briefly a little bit, it is, yeah, it's got a lot of emphasis on creatures and battling them, and you see in the opening trailer that some girl is like riding a fucking what is it, like a dragon or something. But I'm not gonna play the whole clip. But like, yeah, you see like, oh, got creature. This thing looks like a fucking bird Ivysaur or something. You got a character selection screen that's very similar to other games, and then a lot of emphasis on having creatures follow you, flying with this. See, that's what I told. That's what I talked about. This female riding this creature that looks like Dvalin, and then battling bosses with like pets and shit. So very cool, very awesome. I will not show any more of it because I don't want to get DMCA'd or copyright claimed or anything like that. We here at Gotcha News, we want to make money, okay? We want to make money eventually. So yeah, let's not get a copyright claim. But anyway, these people, right, that are developing this game, they are from the same studio as the developers who make Azur Lane. If you can't already tell from both their names having the word Azur in them. So, yeah. This will be quite interesting because as far as I can tell, Azur Lane is like the devs behind Azur Lane, right? I don't think they've ever taken on this big of a project before. So this would be like the very first project, I think. I mean, otherwise I think I would have heard about it. You know what I mean? If they did make similar games, like 3D open world games, I think I would have heard about it. So this is definitely going to be their, first forte into that world of 3D open world gacha games, and really setting that mark, setting it down that flag and saying, "Yep, we got Power World, free to play Power World where you can roll for cute waifus," and yeah, looking forward to this game. The trailer looks kind of cool. I think it needs a little bit more polishing here and there, but I think it could be very interesting. Our next news is actually very funny enough. It's talking about the same game, but this time we're talking about the Azur Promilia controversy. Apparently, the Chinese, right? Not to call them out or anything, right? But the Chinese, they do not like that there were some male appearances in the gameplay trailer, all that good stuff. They did not like this at all. And their rankings tanked over there on their Chinese website. They review bombed. Just like how us Genshin players, we review bombed miHoYo whenever we did not like the first anniversary update. They also review bombed this game, which hasn't even come out yet, or even have a release date yet. I think it's just a trailer, I believe. I could be mistaken if there is a release date, but I doubt it. I think this is more like a showcase, if anything. But anyway, besides the point. The point is, yeah, there's a huge thing about, having a male in my goddamn gacha game. And so, I just want to give my thoughts on, this whole, like, gender crap. As we all know, right? As we all know, most gacha players are dudes. Can we all agree on this? Can we agree? Can we all agree on this? Right? Can we agree on this? Most gotcha, most gotcha players are dudes, which means the big right, the big market right is waifus. Husbandos are a thing, and there are some dudes that do like husbandos, but for the most part, it's a waifu market, right? The gotcha market is the waifu market, pretty much. All right, and it's the waifu market. But does that mean it's okay for players to get angry if there's a dude that shows up in their gotcha game? Well, I do think that well, I do think that okay, having a what is it? Having a male right in their game, like it's not appealing to like the masses, right? It's not appealing to the masses, and China is the masses. Okay, let's be real here. Any game that releases in China, like that's where they're making most of their goddamn money from, anyway. Like, let's be real here. You got plenty of good examples that are on top of my head, but I'm not going to list them out because this is not a video about those. But having a male in China, like having a male, like on a business side of things, it's not. It doesn't make a lot of sense, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But at the same time, it doesn't really hurt anybody. It doesn't really hurt anyone. And I know like there's a lot of communities that really don't like having a dude in their gotcha game. I know like what, fuck it, we'll name drop it. Like Nike players, for example, they really hate whenever there's a dude that's like whenever someone brings up, oh, they should Nike, they should make a male Nike. You know what I mean? They should make a male Nike. Um, and then it's like everyone's like, no, 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 fuck you for your stupid suggestion, God. Like having dudes isn't a bad thing. It's not a good business decision, okay? Because appealing to the players, it's just more profitable and makes more sense. But it's not a bad thing per se. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing per se. And honestly, you can bring in like ladies, right? People like the female audience that are into gotcha games. If you have husbandos, right? But you forget to mention that well, yes, a majority of gotcha players are dudes. There is a growing population, right? There is not population. That is a horrible way of phrasing it. A growing demographic of female players that enjoy gotcha gaming, and why not appeal to those by people by um dropping fucking husbandos. And of course there are lots of other genders and sexualities and all that stuff that you could appeal to. But like at the end of the day, it's fair for China to feel this way, you know what I mean, and for the Asian market in general to appeal this way. Us Westerners, we tend to like diversity a lot, right? And other parts of the world, diversity isn't that well accepted. And like as an Asian, like I'm not gonna like as an Asian American, I'm not going to put my hat into this, like literally, because I have a hat. I'm not gonna put my hat. I'm not gonna give my opinion on this. I think I can represent both sides of the gotcha sphere pretty well. And but don't be too harsh on them because it's just like their culture. You know what I mean? It's just like you know what I mean, like you know what I mean. It's just like, but yeah. Maybe for a Western audience, maybe the Azur Lane devs could add more husbandos, and for the Chinese version and for like the Asian versions, maybe perhaps only waifus is fine. So that way everyone is happy, right? Maybe everyone is happy there. But yeah, that is pretty wild that even though a game has not even released or even, shown signs of releasing, they're already getting review bombed. But yeah, pre-registration's already coming out apparently. So who knows? Maybe it is coming out soon. I'll just have to go look through this to see when it comes out. Anyway, I have been your host, Francis, and when the world turns into shit, the only news source you can trust is Gotcha News Network. G.N.N. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.